preliminaries today. Thought we would just sit, and we would sit with, hi Sue. Hi. You and me both. Yeah, no worries. I truly have done, like, I knew where we were going today, and we can just do it. Should we just do it? All right. Oh, don't apologize. Come on, we're not going to sweat this stuff. So, for today, we're sitting loving kindness. I thought that was an appropriate way. One, because it's been a while, and I should say it's been a while in terms of us formally just sitting a metta practice. I really genuinely, I mean, this is certainly not any sort of innovation on my part, but to the extent if you are sitting on your own, certainly I've plenty of teachers do this. They'll drop some meditation in at one end or the other of the meditation. So in other words, you don't have to wait weeks at a time. You can be doing it anytime. In fact, you can be doing it just in the course of your day, truly. So let's actually start. It's been a year, right? I seem to recall as 2021, as Adriana said, a little sad, the last practice of the year. And I seem to recall because 2020 was obviously the onset of the pandemic, and the kind of chattering classes, the talking heads on TV saying things like, "Oh, thank goodness that year is over and we're into a new year." And I don't know how many people would look back at this past year and say, like, yeah, like, we escaped, or whatever that is, from all the stuff that's coming before. In some ways it feels like, things, at least from my perspective, yeah, I could say more, but I won't. I'll just leave it there. What I wanted to suggest is that there's still so much to be grateful for, and I think that although this isn't even necessarily, it could be a practice of gratitude, but really we're truly sending a shout out of love, of kindness. If love feels too squishy, although I don't know why it necessarily would, it could be friendliness, it could be feelings of companionship. Let's just think about really working with picking a target and then sending positivity their way, okay? And really wanting it for them. In fact, let's not even talk about it, let's do it. And I'll drop those suggestions in. Now, the reality is, let's get to the reality in a second. let's deal with a different reality. Let's just arrive. So whatever you were attending to, if it was not this, notice I didn't say not me, not this, then you can just gently let it go. Just set it aside. This is the practice of meditation, right? We're not adding on, it's a process of adding by subtracting. We're taking away, we're doing less. We're not adding effort. So really embracing the feeling of just dropping your resistance to exactly what's happening right now, whatever that is. And if the thought intrudes, but I'm scattered, or I'm in pain, or I'm stressed, or I'm, fill in the blank here, I don't want to stay in that. Well, okay, but that's fair. But my suggestion would be to drop your resistance to that, and to really just embrace that this is what's happening right now. And you can rest easy. I'd say take my word from it, but you can just practice and see that if you sort of step out of the way and don't try to do too much, a couple of things will happen. One, tendency for the body to slow down, for it to calm down. So just notice the swing of your breath. Don't try to change it. Again, that's effort. Just let it be. Now, different cues or different approaches are going to work for different humans and different nervous systems. And we've all got one, right? So some people like the feeling of grounding to arrive, like really feeling their body on the mat or in the chair, feeling the weight of the body, feeling that sort of gentle pull of gravity down, pulling us down, and then that inhale up. And for other people, that sort of grounding is actually kind of the opposite of what they might feel feels good or feels like what they need to arrive. So for you might want to notice the feeling of air on your skin. Skin meeting the air. And letting that line get a little bit blurry. So not feeling so tied down, so grounded, if you will. And certainly you can combine both of those sensations, grounding and that sort of freeing. But pick an approach that works for you. So for me, it's actually, of course, it's neither of those things really. I just allow myself to get really quiet. Even as I'm speaking to our group, my body is moving less and less. I'm a bit more deliberate about everything that's going on. On a half speed, letting go of rushing. So you may notice, I think I said a few moments ago, you may notice a couple of things. And one is that just in that practice of arriving, that relaxation can happen. Not because we directed it or demanded it, but just because we created the conditions for it to occur. Or we massaged the situation, if you will. And if it's not relaxing, the second thing that you might notice is that none of these states are permanent. The nature of our experience is that of a flow state. No matter how stable, everything ends. Everything that is replaced by some other thing that is. And that, I suppose, could be a lot of things, but what about just taking it as like a reminder that we don't need to sweat it? The small stuff or the big stuff, ultimately. Notice your body. Say notice your feelings, but instead, and especially because of today, notice your heart. There's the feelings of like heart-centeredness. It might be caring or affection, and we haven't even gotten into sending that anywhere yet. Or it might just be a little tenderness. It can feel a little raw too at times, right? Particularly if, like many of us, you're in your body, but mostly in your head. Thinking, and maybe not processing the feeling that's there in the background. Let's open up to that gently. You don't have to rush in. Just notice the feels. And this right here might be enough. Why does there need to be more than that? But if you would like to get on the Metta train, the Loving Kindness Express, hop on. Lots of room. So let's be deliberate about where we're sending, what direction we're moving in. Sending that feeling. So we'll begin by choosing a target. Now remember, I have absolutely, and no one else has absolutely any idea who or what you're sending a shout out of love to. So if you end up working with one, quote unquote target, one person, one being, or multiple beings, and that's working for you for the whole sit today, awesome. But equally, you can change the channel at any point. Okay, but I'm gonna talk us through as if we're shouting out to one being. That might be yourself. So if you want to challenge, pick someone that might be a bit more tricky, a bit more triggering. If you want to just be able to deeply get into the practice without so many barriers, pick someone for whom your feelings are uncomplicated. You'll not be surprised to hear that my near constant target for Metta is actually my dog, Henry. But I would encourage you to consider sending to yourself. Unless there's someone that's really kind of has been on your mind or kind of weighing on your heart, in which case you know where to go. But particularly at this time of year, which can be festive, which can be merry, but can also be challenging, can sometimes be tinged with loneliness or memories, regret. And so if anything like that comes up, you don't have to push it away, but you also don't have to pick it up. Just stay with the feeling of feeling good about your person. Let's start with safety. Wishing, hoping, actively wanting this person to be safe. May you be safe. You can just almost like just a mental note that you drop in. You don't have to wait for me to say it, because I'm going to leave pauses. Or I'm going to make other suggestions, and you can just be saying, may you be safe. May you be safe. I really want you to be safe. There's a little bit like a boomerang here, right? You're sending that love out, that feeling of concern for their well-being. But it comes back to you because you're experiencing that concern for their wellness, for their safety. Really feel it, like marinate in it. If it feels safe to do, don't shut yourself down or shut yourself off. Like really open to that. If you are a person who, for whom images are perhaps a more natural conduit to words, you can even just drop them, may you be safe, and just visualize, just picture this person as being. And just emanating out to them, almost like this embrace. Gotcha. May you be safe. Nothing indulgent about this or selfish. Even if you're sending those feelings right back to yourself. In fact, in that case, may you be safe. May you be safe. It's still there. Feel it. In that case, you're committing to a pro-social act. When we send love to ourselves, when we treat ourselves with kindness, we prime the pump. We make it much more likely that we're going to appear in the world as love, as kindness for others. You can even imagine putting yourself out there, actively ensuring the safety of this person, just in your mind, just in your heart. I would do anything to protect you. Or I've got your back. Stay with safety, particularly if the person for whom you are practicing, on whose behalf you're practicing, is unsafe. If you feel like this is the place to be, then stay here. Plant your flag. May you be safe, or just be safe. To be what I've been asking for, just be safe. But otherwise, we move on now. And here's where the path diverges a little bit. So normally we would go to, we've got some sort of several well-worn phrases, not mine obviously, taken from the practice stretching back hundreds of years. Safety, health, happiness, peace. any of those work, feel free. But I feel, at least, when we personalize, and what could be more personal than love and kindness, if you're really feeling it, pick the word or pick the phrase that works for you. Say it to yourself silently, or when I say the words, repeat your own. So today, my feeling is one of, may you know balance. May you live with balance in your life. Not neutral, but balanced, in harmony. May you know stability in rough seas. That's balance. Whatever life throws your way, may you know a measure of its opposite. May your physical body live in balance, in homeostasis, which is another way of saying health. And really feel that desire. You're trying to, this is almost something that you're conjuring, that you have the responsibility, in a sense, where you get to gift this to them. This can be emotional balance, equanimity. This can be physical balance, and I don't just mean the body, but just physically, to not fall, literally or figuratively. And may you not second guess that the occasional adjustment, that the occasional loss of balance or loss of stability or equanimity, or however we're conceiving of it, that's part of the interplay. Balance is not rigidity. Balance is not being an unmoving rock. Balance is stability in changing circumstances. And I want you to have that. It feels good to want that. Notice that. Notice that in your body. An angry glance, or an unstated judgment, or even a stated judgment, a grumble, or a complaint. That never feels good. Even if it's necessary, seemingly, doesn't feel good. Sending out the idea that your presence in their life is something that can help to bring them into balance. You are there for them. You're there for them right now. They might not even know it. May you balance and harmony. Really, I want that for you. How many problems dissipate when we approach challenges or differences of opinion with that desire, with that approach? I want you to be safe. I need you to be safe. And I wish that you can live in balance. Okay, again, the invitation to stay, to move back in the practice to somewhere we've been, or sending the feeling of non-reactivity. Seems particularly apt at this time of year. May you not be reactive. May you not overreact. Responding is enough. May you see the world with a discerning eye, with wisdom, and act appropriately. Act as the situation calls for. With a little pause, noting, seeing, and then acting. Not jumping into it, not forcing it to happen or rushing to judgment. May you be non-reactive. Send him this little nugget. There are almost no challenges, no problems, no dangers, no threats, no nothing that we cannot handle without a reaction. The capacity exists within us. If we were to put our hand on a hot stove, we remove it. We don't rush to judgment. We don't make up stories. We just act. Act, not react. Not layer things onto what's already happening. Our own internal narrative, our own schema of right and wrong, or it's not even right and wrong. Reactions are often a sort of internal resistance to things being in a way other than we want them to be or think they should be. So let's drop that. And let's drop that for the person we're sending to. May you know that. Can you taste that freedom, that calm that comes with action that doesn't entail reaction? And the discernment to know when to wait and when you're needed. May you know that. I want that for you. How much easier will life be? And when you do react, I want you to go easy on yourself. There can even be the little aha after that little drop of recognition. And that's the practice. You don't have to be sitting formal meditation. Want that for your person. I want you to be able to see, to be able to feel that difference. And we do that by sometimes failing, sometimes goofing it up. But if we're paying attention, we can learn. So I'm not judging you. I'm not evaluating your level of reactivity or non-reactivity. I'm just wanting you to know that. Really feel it for them. Like coming out of your whole being. Be safe. Be balanced. Know the ease of non-reaction. Finally, and this too seems appropriate again at all times, but for the holidays, may you know connection. May you feel connected. That's so much more than not feeling lonely. May you feel valued. You are valued. I'm shooting it to you right now. That's what you're doing. You're like right there. If they said, "Oh, but no one cares about me." Psh, psh, psh. I value you. I'm connecting to you right now. May you know the joy of human connection. May you connect to beings near and far. We can even connect to people who maybe aren't in our life at the moment. May you know the connection of relationships past. If you want to get really out there, may you know the connection of relationships future. But look beyond the small self. See beyond our own insecurities, our own small sense of self. You are important. You deserve connection. And I want that for you. May you connect with the fresh air on a cold winter day. May you connect with the sounds, the smells, the sights of nature. May you connect with your essential self without judgment, without reservation or the need for putting up guards. May you love yourself, the most intimate connection. That right there, that noise, that's it. That's all the phrases put together. That's everything I've said. I really want that. And this is intention, right? We're not, this is not a list that we're checking boxes on. We're just sending that feeling. May you be safe. May you live in balance. I wish for non-reactivity and for connection to be part of your life, now and always. And it gets me right here. Just feeling that out toward you. Here's the kind of final thought. You can just kind of gather all of that up. Hold that person in your mind's eye for a final moment here. But also recognize that these are feelings that we could send to literally anyone. Who would you deny this? Why would we do that? They are worth it. We all are. Spirit of the season. All right. Let's just gently, slowly let that go. Ooh, and maybe some gentle movements back into your body. Eyes can open up. And before jumping into whatever's next, notice how you feel. Notice how you feel, right? There it is. There it is. The intention is everything. It's the ground of everything, I really do think. So, and hey, here's the thing. We're not meeting, as Adriana said, for the next few weeks. I am so on fumes. I walked into school today and it's just like, I got nothing. There's nothing. I'm a husk. So I'm going to do my best to restore and recharge and take care of myself over the next few weeks and to do some of that stuff. Live in balance, live non-reactively, and connect. Oh, I literally thought that was directed at me. I was like, I don't know if I can. You don't. No. Oh, please. And no apologies. I appreciate that, but not at all. You gave me a laugh. It's great. Yeah, always. It's all fine. Yeah, that's it. I really, I think that you can make this practice. Do whatever the hell you want. I'm not telling you what to do, but not just you, but anyone. I think that try that out as a practice. It doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be. I'm not even sure how long we were sitting there. I threw the timer out the window today. It doesn't need to be, the best practice is the one you do. So it could be, a pause in your day. You're feeling stressed, just make that, it could be you put a reminder on your phone to beep at you 10 times a day, and when it does, you send out one of those messages to your person. Today's the 13th. If you're, I know not everyone's celebrating Christmas, but how would that 12 days? Pick a different person every day. And just when the mood strikes you, or you wake up and you remember, you're like, oh, right. May you be balanced. maybe non-reactive, or maybe safe, healthy, peaceful, right? Or nothing at all. Just like, it's just this like, I'm sending that good stuff to you. And so you can do that all month, and then notice how you feel. And then we get back together in January, and we're all blissed out and levitating, and something like that. Last thing I'll say, and then I'll just throw to the group. If there's anything, certainly feel free to just kind of roll off and into relaxation or into the rest of your day. But it behooves me just to, again, I almost feel like I'm belaboring this sometimes, but I value all of you. It's wonderful. It's really, really wonderful to be able to practice with you and to know you and have the opportunity to be in your lives and vice versa. And I just really, holiday or non-holiday, I hope you are safe and happy and well, and go easy on yourselves. And yeah, and just all the good stuff, all of that. I did tape this one. I did. Let me see. I did. Oh, it's because I'm taping on a...